out at this time that we have no interest. In fact, we have negative on a cash basis return on our investments during the first month period of time. So outside of answering questions, what we would be looking at today is a motion from the board to for us to credit 0 interest to our reserve at December 30th of 2008.
Yeah, I just wanted to just quickly add to what Tim had described is he went through the process of determining what was available to post to the accounts, and one of the discussions that we had, again, knowing that the board had already given direction to get out of mainstay, was recognizing that we had this loss, or understanding that we had this loss was going to be recognized, and concerned about doing a posting, and then shortly thereafter recognizing that we were going to have a loss of 3.5 million. Concerned about the appropriateness of that and transparency of that, and we may as well recognize that loss prior to making any posting, and recognize that there is no real earnings with that loss to make any postings at this time. So we didn't want any kind of false sense that that income was available.
Have we credited 0 before?
Mm-hmm. Okay. During 2001, 2002, and 3, when the last big downturn in the market, the tech bubble situation, the post-2000 9/11 situation when the market really dropped before, and we had negative returns on our investments. There were, I think, at least 3 or 4 6-month period that we credited no interest. We look at it every 6-month period, and we're to credit according to the actuarial instructions. Credit whatever we earn during that 6-month period of time, but only what we earn.
Well, I'd like to know what for some of us lay folks with respect to finances, what are the implications of this, or what are the consequences of this? I mean, how can you synthesize this concept or this reality and the posting down to real? What does it actually mean for the system? What does it mean for retirees? What does it mean for the solvency of the whole picture? What is it where does it take us, and what are the consequences of it?
For the employee's contribution, it has no result whatsoever if you remain with the system and retire. It won't affect your benefit in any way, because your benefit is based on your age and your years of service, and that forms a percentage of your final salary. So if you contribute less or you earn less on your own investments during the time that you're working, the county makes up the difference when we have the calculation for your benefit. Employees who have contributed funds and leave and withdraw their funds will not receive as much interest as they would have received had we been able to credit the full 4% every 6 months, the full 8% a year. Typically, though, they will. This is a rare occasion. I'd say we have to go back to 2001, 2003 to get to a point where we haven't done it before. Typically, a person who has contributed to our system and then withdraws their funds and goes, for the most part, earn it more than they would have earned if it was in the bank. Say, right. Earning little or nothing continually. If we can credit 8% a year, it far outpaces the few periods of time when we're not able to credit interest to them. But this is a retirement system, it's not a bank, and we can't be responsible to the people who put their contributions in here and take them out, and we really don't owe them any more than having their contributions on hand. And
return when they need them, want them.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, there's no guarantee with respect to the interest rate. Right. They always are just really guaranteed their investment back.
And the long-term effect on the county is if we don't credit the 8% over the full year to their reserves, there will be an increase in the unfunded liability. Carries through to that.
Ultimately. Mm-hmm. Taken into consideration the smoothing.
Yes, taking into consideration the smoothing, taking into consideration that on the long run, 70% of the amount of money in this retirement system excuse me, came from investments. So an unfunded liability can be wiped out very rapidly by an increase in the market. We've seen that over the years. So it will officially, I guess is the right word, result in an unfunded increase in the unfunded liability, but that is handled in other means, investment gains, that kind of thing.
Does it have anything to do with the COLAs that we vote on in the spring for the actual retirees?
No, it does not.
Good, thanks.
Dennis?
So just in follow-up to what Kendall was asking, with the preliminary actuarial report coming out, that's through June 30th of this year. This action now, will that have an impact on the recommendations that are made to the board in spring?
No, this will not, you won't see the effect of this until this time next year.
Okay.
It'll be, because this will affect the June 30th, 2009 closing of the books, and that will be the following actuarial study as opposed to the one we're dealing with now.
And is there an obligation come June of next year when we look at the next 4% pool to increase that beyond 4%?
According to the actuaries, you take each 6-month period as a separate calculation. We would look at 4% for the second half of the year. So this will put the unfunded liability that will result from this will be in stone. If we don't credit interest at this point in time, which we can't, then that will create an unfunded liability that will go forward into the next actuarial report. At June, we'll look at that 6-month period. The difference here of we recognize a $3.5 million loss offset against 2.87, there'll be like a $700,000 carryover loss from the main state that will go into, I mean, it'll be there. At the end of the year, we'll close our books. And that loss will carry forward.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
No, second.
Sherry? Yeah. Well, I don't think we really have any choice, do we?
Yeah.
Okay, any further comment? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Goodman?
Yes.
Ms. Gross?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Murata?
Yes.
Ms. Shepherd?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Christie?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
And Mr.
Yes. Okay, number 5, health insurance. Monthly insurance reserve report.
And through November, in fact, I did just get another bill this morning that's not on this report, brought the reserves down to about 20,000. But we have not, of course, we've got a long December to go with a lot of medical bills, and we don't know how much will be reserved this month until after payroll is read. So, compared to prior years, it looks like we're still down a little bit.
Any questions on the reserve report? Retiree Health Benefits Committee report?
There was no meeting of the Retiree Health Benefits Committee. It was canceled by the CEO's office for December. I did have an opportunity to meet with Human Resources staff on a planning day that they have on all of their medical programs, including the retiree medical program. And I think the CEO's office is going to be working with Human Resources to kind of evaluate the process going forward, the timelines of the process